Welcome to another unboxing video from theplayersaid.com. My name is Grant. Today I'm unboxing a brand new game from GMT Games called France 40, designed by Mark Simonich. This is a game in the 40X series of World War II operational war games. This game initially or originally came out in 2013. This is now a second edition or second printing of the game. And it really is a little bit different than other games. It actually has two games within the box. See, it says two games inside. Sickle Cut and Dynamo. So Sickle Cut is Guderian's drive to the Channel, and then Dynamo is when the British and the British retreated to Dunkirk. So this is some of the first action in World War II, particularly the first action in World War II on the Western Front. To this date in World War II, you've already had the invasion of Poland, annexation of Czechoslovakia. Some of those things have gone on in the East. But this is the first major action here on the Western theater of World War II. So the thing I would point out immediately about the box, this is Antonis Karidis. He of extreme talent when he draws. I think he's best when he draws airplanes, tanks, trucks, vehicles, etc. But this is a French tank, and it looks pretty good. So nice looking box. This is a 2-inch box. So it's one of the thinner ones, which is good. On the back of the box, you can see the large board, and the board is double-sided. So you've got on one side Sickle Cut and the other side Dynamo. There's a look at some of the counters, some of the general information. There are two maps, two paper maps, two counter sheets, a rule book, a playbook, several cards, reinforcement and setup, and then CRT and terrain effects charts for each player, and then some 6-sided dice. So very much looking forward to playing this one. I pre-ordered this on P500, my gosh, a couple of years ago, and it finally became available or made it to the cut and went through art and other things and just shipped a couple of months ago, 6 weeks ago. So anyway, there you go. Let's go ahead and open the box. And we love these 40X series games. Really have enjoyed playing them. So open the box. You see a bag of baggies. Thank you, GMT. I use cool, mostly GMT trays, but we also use some others. Aegis trays work very well. Two 6-siders, a black and a blue. Obviously, French is blue and the German is black. They're rounded a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of rounded 6-siders, but we'll use our cool custom dice for the French and Germans. So here you have, the next thing we have here are the rule book and the playbook. Let's go ahead and take a full color rule book here. 24 pages. The back is the index there on the very back. So love these indexes. Not every war game has them, and I'm not always sure why. But if I want to find out about combat, I look on the index, and it tells me it's under, and this one tells you what section, 8.0. So then I have to flip to the rule book, 8.0, combat. Boom, there you go. But here you see full color, not overly dense text, but once again, 24 pages of rules. There are examples in block blue boxes, really like that. Lots of color pictures to show how things work. This is talking about Zachbons and terrain, negating Zachbons. This is the Zachbon system, zone of control bonds, stacking limits. Here's just a look at the different, the counters, the contents, unit colors, designations, etc. But yeah, pretty standard looking rule book. And if you know the 40X series, you're going to be able to pick this one up pretty quickly. There are always some small nuances about each version in the series, but you can pick those up from reading and then playing. I mentioned one correction. I mentioned 24 pages. The rules are actually only 18. Here, contained at the back of the rule book are the scenarios. Here you have the sickle cut scenario, and then here you have the dynamo scenario. So, going to be pretty good. Looking forward to it, but that's a look at the full rule book. And then here you have the playbook. They have an extended example of play, first edition and second edition notes talking about what has changed and been updated. Love reading that stuff. In fact, I'll probably finish up this unboxing and go ahead and read through that. Order of battle notes, how he decided to make the decisions that he made, situation maps, and then the France 40 combined game. There's a look at that extended example of play, but full color. There's the notes. That's going to be a good read. There's the situation maps, historically showing what happened as the Germans blitzed to the west. Those are pretty cool looking. Always love those historical maps. And then the France 40 combined game. Once again, not really sure. Is that, I know what it is. It's combining dynamo and sickle cut into one game. Boy, that'd be fun. Combined game, design notes, and then there's the bibliography. So nice playbook. Here are the player aid graphs, or player aid charts or tables. Player aids, duh, I'm an idiot. These are bifold, and they're full color, very thick cardboard stock, exactly the same. You've got the CRT there, determined defense. If you know the 40X series, you know what determined defense is. It's if you have to absolutely positively hold a hex, say a victory point hex, you will do a determined defense and can ultimately take losses and hold. Various combat modifiers there. You open it up, you have the sequence of play there on the right, and then other tables, rally table, isolation, attrition, disengagement, evacuation for the dynamo scenario only, breakthrough combat, extended movement, and then on the back you have the TEC, the terrain effects chart. So yeah, nice that they have two player aids. GMT always does a good job of that. And then these are the setup charts and reinforcement cards for the different scenarios. So here you have the Germans for dynamo, and then the Germans for sickle cut, and then there you have the Allies for sickle cut and the Allied for dynamo. There you see those Belgian units, that cool green, the French, the blue, and then you've got the BEF there at the top. Nice looking counters, simple, standard, but really, really great looking. Love the color on those. Just 2 sheets of counters, and I'm actually going to go ahead and clip these fairly quickly. This is a game that I really want to get played soon, and then do our video treatment, maybe an action point or two, and then a first impression. But there's a look at the counters. There you have the BEF. Love that British tan. I almost think it's gold, but it's tan. You got the French First Army there, some of those Belgian units. Once again, standard, clear, simple, not a lot of information on the counters, but enough. Then you have the admin markers for disrupted and out of supply. And then here are a bunch of units. You got some tanks. Love the tank silhouettes on those. You've got some mobile infantry, standard infantry there, and then there's a bunch of tanks as well. So yeah, nice double-sided counters, and there's only 2 counter sheets. So you're talking about 200 counters, give or take. Not quite that many, but yeah, 200 counters is probably right. And then here are the 2 paper maps with the box itself. I'm going to go ahead. They're not, I mentioned they were double-sided. I believe the mounted map boards are double-sided. I just got the paper maps. I didn't want the mounted map boards. I know I do like mounted map boards. They take better pictures because there's less glare. But paper maps work for me, and with a 2-inch box, they just weren't going to fit in this box. So this is for Guderian's Drive to the Channel. Here you have the English Channel over here at the upper left, and Dunkirk. And then the rest of the board, like the trees, the rivers are very clear, hexes are clear. And then here you have the Dynamo map. Cool looking map. Love seeing the ocean there. Germans come down through Belgium here and come across. Very cool looking. These are probably victory hexes here. Yeah, just really looks good. Very, very much excited about this game. So typically Mark Simonich does really good maps. I'm sure he did the map art for these, and they look great. Very, very functional, but also attractive. And yeah, I think this game's going to be pretty amazing. I don't know that I've played a Simonich game that I have not enjoyed, but this one does look rather good. So there you have it. France 40 from GMT Games. This is the new second edition or second printing. Just came out, brand spanking new. So very much looking forward to getting this prepped and ready, rules read, so that we can give it a play and do some content. So there you have it. Really appreciate you watching. Thanks. I've been Grant for the Player's Aid.